nothing like a little wind therapy and Metallica to calm the soul. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping by. Shouldn't be a long one today. It is always an adventure, it seems. So I thought I would share a little story with you. I don't know if you follow my Instagram at all. You know that we took a little trip to Michigan. We are officially empty nesters. Number 4 has decided he was ready to move back to Michigan. He's been saving up. He's got some buddies that they got together and got a place. So the story begins. It was going to be a road trip, just the two of us. We had reserved a van. First little hiccup was the van that was ours was not returned in time, so they gave us a 12-foot box truck. Same price, didn't cost us anymore, but not what we were expecting. So it was kind of a lot overkill for what he had. No furniture, he was just moving stuff. They were moving into a fully furnished place. Planned a 2-day drive. We stopped halfway up in a hotel and carried on the rest of the way. So where the fun began, we were almost to Grand Rapids, and noticed a little lightning off in the distance, and my daughter had texted us saying that there's a chance of storms overnight, but nothing, tornado watches, I think, maybe. So I looked at the radar and it was like, wow, that's a good sized storm. So the intention was to drop him off at his girlfriend's house, and I was going to shoot up a little ways north and crash at my other son's place. Just as we got to the girlfriend's house, the sky decided to open up. I mean, it was about 7:30, 8 p.m. And I was like, all right, cool. Said our goodbyes, hopped in the truck, and off I went, heading north. Boy, it got dark, it got rainy, it got windy. Well, I did not know this. I found out after the fact, but I was almost literally following a tornado. I don't know if you followed it in the news at all, but a tornado cut across, a couple of them cut across Michigan. So the road I was heading up on came across the downed tree, blocking the entire road. Just these little 2-lane back roads, right? Turned around, went back a little bit east to the next road I knew went north, and stopped because there's a couple trees down blocking half the road. Stopped and talked to a few people, make sure everybody's okay. Carried on a little bit longer, and there was another tree down blocking the entire road, so again I had to turn around and go back. So finally made it to the main drag. If anybody knows the Grand Rapids area at all, Alpine, it's like a 4-lane kind of divided highway. It has all your restaurants and your Best Buys and your Targets and your Walmarts and stuff like that on it. The intersection I got to was out, no power. So big 4-way stop. People were actually doing a really good job. They typically don't. I got tracking north. A few miles north, there's still no power, and all of a sudden there's brake lights and flashing lights on the southbound side. Well, there's a nasty accident over there. Cars in the ditch and the median, and just it didn't look very good. Another mile up the street, and people were actually pulling off the road into parking lots and then kind of skirting up and around. Well, what had happened was there was a business on the west side of the road, and their roof had blown off, completely off, and was blocking the entire road. Caught a good whiff of natural gas. So I'm like I said, I'm moving right along behind this tornado. It was tracking west to east, and I was going north. So I made it a little further north and noticed the power was back on in some of the northern cities, and got to my son's house okay. Checked in with everybody. My daughter and her family were hunkered down at their church because they were there doing some stuff, and the tornado actually missed them by a mile or two, maybe a mile. And yeah, made it to my son's house and crashed. The next day we took that van back and we actually drove down Alpine there, and there was a lot of damage. You could definitely see the path, and there were buildings destroyed. Yeah, a lot of destruction. So it was pretty brutal, but I made it. Lucky. I was, gosh, if I was there just a few minutes earlier, it probably would have knocked over my truck. So yeah, so that was that was getting to Michigan. That was fun. That was a good time. I mean, the trip there was good. So we hung out for a couple days. Took an extra day off of work. Was flying home on Sunday, and had a good visit. Saw my parents, saw my daughter and family and grandkids. Slept at my son's place, and got everybody moved into his new digs, and off we went. So hopped in a plane on Sunday, flew home. Storms. No rain yet in my city, but there was rain around us, enough so that the flight was kind of, instead of a direct flight from, let's see, Grand Rapids to Atlanta, so instead of Atlanta directly to Austin, we kind of flew south and around the storm. Getting messages from my wife that they had lost power, even though we didn't have any rain at our house. We had lost power, and it seemed like every couple hours they were saying, "Now it's going to be, 4 o'clock, power will be back on." Then it was 8 o'clock, then it was midnight, then it was 4 o'clock in the morning, then it was noon the next day. Oh my gosh! So she picks me up from the airport. We get home. So this rental house that we're in right now, as part of their little extra security package, they added extra deadbolts. So they added an extra deadbolt to the front door, an extra deadbolt to the back door. Unfortunately, or whatever, part of the deal was you can't unlock them from the outside. They're just an internal lock. When you're home at night, you go to bed, lock all the locks. Well, we kind of gotten into the habit of just locking everything all the time. Didn't think anything of it. A little bit of a foreshadowing there, I guess. So to get out of the garage, Mrs. NVA grabs that little rope on the door, unlocks it, raises the door up, and we've done that before. We leave it, it stays latched, and we close the door, we can open it back up from the outside. Well, so my flight lands at like 9:45. We get home about 10:30. I go to open the garage door and it won't budge. It is latched. So what that means is that she pulled on the rope, but it didn't stay unlocked. It just kind of sprung back into its locked position, and when she closed that door, it reattached itself to the chain, and no bueno. That's all right. I completely forgot about the second deadbolt on the front door, so I'm trying to get my key to work and the code to work, and I'm getting frustrated because I'm thinking maybe it's not unbolting far enough. It's not clearing the little latch plate. And I'm trying the back door. It's like, ah, shit, there's another deadbolt. Windows are locked. Dogs are in it. One dog's in a crate, the little dog's out running around. They're barking like crazy because they hear us trying to get in, and we spent a good half hour, 45 minutes. I was getting very frustrated. So here we are, 11 o'clock at night, locked out of our house. No power. They're not saying power till noon the next day. So what do you do? Well, what do? You get a hotel room. A few miles north in Salado, there's a nice Holiday Inn. We called and talked to them. They were actually giving discounts to people coming up because their power was out. So we got a room. Had breakfast the next day. And it dawned on me, hey, I've got my office set up upstairs in one of the rooms up there, and I had taken the screen out and never put it back in, and I don't ever lock that window. Like, okay, cool, I need a ladder. I've got a ladder in my garage. Okay, that does me no good. But somebody's got to have a ladder. Somebody's got to have a ladder. So ended up talking to a coworker. He was at work, but he's like, dude, I got a ladder in my garage. Here's the code. Go get it. Sweet. So I go get a ladder. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. They're saying power's not going to be back on until noon, but I've got away into my house. Pull in the driveway just for kicks. I hit the garage door opener, and oh my God, the garage door opens. Oh man, got inside, let the dogs out. The little one had messed in the house, but that's, you know, that's not his fault. He was stuck inside for a long time. So, oh my gosh, like I said, it's always an adventure with us. Yeah, even when we had campers, we were camping, and it would either rain during setup, rain during teardown, rain, you know, something would happen. We'd forget something, or just something goofy would happen. Always an adventure. But tell you, you're gonna look back. You always look back at stuff sometimes and you just laugh. You have to. You have to. It's gonna drive you crazy if sometimes you just can't do that. As frustrated as I was, Mrs. NVA is always kind of like, well, you know, it is what it is. We'll just go get a room. And I'm just, I'm mad. But it worked out okay. It worked out all right. We had to throw away some groceries because the refrigerator got kind of warm and the freezer got kind of warm in the garage, but everybody was okay. So that's it. That is my story for the day. It was just a story day. That's it. Nothing too crazy. Just a story. Uh-oh. My son's calling me. All right, everybody. Well, have a good day. We're gonna pull off the side here and see what hello? Holy crap. I'm trying to, how did I answer the phone? I didn't answer the phone. No, I'm on the motorcycle. Well, all right. Not bad. It was a nice little call from my son. Not expecting it, but he was sharing some information about the renovations they're doing on their new little house. So cool. All right, guys. Well, that is it for today. I'm gonna keep on riding because, well, you know, because, and we'll see what I see. I mean, this is usually what I see. It's not much down here. No news on the news I was talking about in my last video. Hopefully we'll hear something this week. One of my coworkers is already through half the process. I guess he's got an invite to fly out there, so hopefully we'll hear some more this week, and we'll see. Other than that, that is all. Have a good one, everybody. Stay cool, and we'll catch you on the next one. So long. Peace.